So, next up, we're going to talk to somebody from our community. We can't just have customers and OSS consumers without talking about the community and the value that certain people bring. So, our first guest, Maurice, welcome to RethinkCon 2024. Do you want to just introduce yourself and tell the audience a little bit about yourself, please?
Hi, so I'm Maurice van Veen. I have a bit of a busy life, I guess. I have multiple jobs, so to say. So one day a week I work at the University of Applied Sciences, where I also studied as a teacher for software projects, pretty much helping second year students. But most of my weeks are actually just as a software engineer at a software company.
Wow, learned something every day. Did not know that. So my next question then, how did you find the NATS project initially? How did all this start for you?
Yeah, so first off, of course, I didn't know at all about NATS. So it all started like a year, 1.5 years ago, I believe, where we started kind of thinking about rebuilding parts of our architecture. So we, when this company started, I believe the company started 2015. But ever since then, just there was this big monolith being built up, and nothing really that bad with a monolith, but the way it grew was not really that nice. So we considered like rebuilding the architecture, and also thinking about making it more streaming. And it was already event driven, but like making it more suited and also a bit more modern. And we were already using RabbitMQ at the time. But we were considering like, okay, we're going from kind of this queuing scenario to streaming. And I was looking at what's available. So I looked at the RabbitMQ, Kafka, Redis, and also stumbled on NATS. That's kind of, I'm not sure how it exactly went, but it was mostly like it was at first a bit much to get into like the Jetstream docs and lots of toggles you can set, but at some point it just all clicked, and all the like Jetstream itself is not simple, but once those puzzle pieces just fall together, it's so simple. Like the pub sub building on top of that request reply, building on top of the Jetstream, and the abstractions, it blew my mind, so to say. It was just a really, really nice fit also. And the different toggles you have with Jetstream really allowed us also to have a different kind of capability. So where the company I work for is in the maritime industry. So we handle lots of like shipping data, where ships are. It's the system called AIS. And we are just processing the data in real time. And we're also storing that data. We have like history, maybe 5 years, 7 years, a few terabytes of history we have stored. But of course, like the world changes. Also, we don't know the whole world beforehand. So it would be really cool if we just could take the whole history and just replay it at full speed. And that was also a really nice thing about Jetstream specifically. Like having a really reliable setup with durable consumers, having retries, etc. But if you want to just go fast, you have like the stream in memory, not file based. You have these ordered push consumers going really fast. There's no failover. Everything is like on this single instance. It's not distributed at all, apart from like the applications are kind of distributed on the same node, but really, really fast. And that's it all just came together. It was really, really nice. Yeah.
If only we could take your brain and share that out, that'd be amazing. Maybe in the future. So, next question then. You went from finding it and using it, but what you've done, you kind of stuck around in the community and you help other people out. So I'm going to ask the most probably cliche and stupidest question out there. Why do you do that?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of in my nature also, I guess. Also sticking around as a teacher. Also, when I was a second year, there's this kind of this not really a program or the system of being a peer coach. So you're as a second year, you kind of coach the first years. But also on a different level, like we are using NATS. I'm learning about it. I know lots of stuff. So like using it, learning a lot about it. And at first it was really about, okay, I know this stuff, I can just answer simple questions. And at some point we had some issues with, for example, the Java client or with the server. And I was like, okay, it's one thing actually to like complain a lot about, hey, there's this issue, I wanted to have it fixed. But it's obviously it's even better if I can understand it, and if I can also like help the Java maintainer or the server maintainers in also like not only trying to explain the issue and how important it is for me, but also like fixing it and helping in that aspect. And even for the server, of course, learning Go, because Go, I have like this Java and Kotlin background. The company I work for works with Kotlin. So I didn't know about Go at all yet. So I was like, I really want to like fix things in the server. But I first went through this course to learn Go, and then everything just started to make sense more. Yeah.
So you learned Go to really kind of do some help and work on the NAT server.
Yeah, in essence, yeah.
Heroic, absolutely heroic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wish I could claim anything like that, but I can't. In terms of things like contributions, then, so lots of people come to open source communities and maybe rush in with ideas. Maybe they don't understand the project fully. Maybe they've just got big aspirations. But can you guide the audience through your experience of doing contributions, either for client code or for server code? So I think it's a bit of a topic that scares people. It'd be great to hear your perspective on that for anybody else who's thinking about doing the same.
Yeah, so I guess the server code is the order in which I did it this is preferable. So the server code is especially a lot harder, and also if they're not even talking about Jetstream, it's already like this beast on its own. If you and especially if you add replication onto it, so it's and also if you make a mistake, it's in the release somewhere and somebody's going to use it. So essentially, your own client and your own preferred language is a lot easier to start with, and also that's also kind of where it started for me, where it's really close to I'm using this, I'm writing code around it. I have certain assumptions of how it should work, and if it doesn't work, okay, why does this not work? And just within that same kind of ecosystem, it's easier to like know what to do, what could an issue be, and clients in essence also are well, clients also do have logic, but the server is like huge in what it does. And the clients are less so, are more easy to understand. But yeah, once you get to the server, it's really, really cool.
Yeah, if not terrifying. And like you say, True. You've got people talk about write-ahead logs and ledgers and all this stuff. But yeah, the source code itself is kind of one of them with a irrefutable history. I guess if you do something and accidentally break it up, I mean, the fear of that is kind of paralyzing, certainly for me anyway. So it's great that you overcame all of that stuff. In terms of your learning style and how you share information outbound, do you do anything else? Do you kind of maintain any blogs, any kind of contributions internally to the company that you work for? I mean, how far and wide does that kind of nature take you?
Within the company I work for, we also have kind of these internal lectures. So for every month, we try to schedule like a topic for somebody to present. And usually I'm one of the, I don't want to say few, but one of the few that does that kind of stuff. And also in combination with, I don't like to sit still. I want to keep learning, just me also as a developer. Like I come from this Java and Kotlin background. There's more out there. There's Go, there's Zig, there's Rust. There's lots. So also for me, I just want to continuously learn, becoming better in writing my own software, in how to test things. And also just a different paradigm of programming. And for how I got into, for example, the server and the client was mostly about first trying to understand the problem and also trying to write essentially trying to write a test for it. Sometimes I get too excited and I see like, oh, there's this bug in the server or in the client. I'm like, oh yes, I'm gonna fix it. But then I'm like, okay, wait, stop. I need to, and this is the really important bit. It's not just the project within my own company where I have all the control in the world. I can just change it if anything is wrong. But I really realized like, okay, this is going to be in the hands of other people, and I'm going to fix something which is either very valuable or not less valuable, but it has some value. And I want to ensure that nobody like changes the code around and like reintroduces it. So I better make sure that I like have a test that reproduces it and then reintroduce it. And also that helps in like explaining to either the server maintainers or the client maintainer, like, okay, what's actually the issue? And that sometimes also helps where even if I cannot write the correct code to fix the problem, or at least get somewhere, but not the right destination, then at least I have a test that reproduces it, and then people can just work further from that. It's really nice.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's a tremendous help. I mean, from all of us, it's just a massive thank you to you. Right. If there's anything that you want to say to the audience, to anybody else in the community, whether that's words of encouragement, words of danger, I mean, it can be either or, you know, what would they be just off the top of your head? No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, of course. Yeah, so I think in essence, Nats is this really simple and nice system. I think it works it applies to a lot of situations. That's really nice. You can easily install it somewhere, either with Kubernetes or with just an instance somewhere. You can easily make a cluster out of it. You can easily use Jetstream. You can easily replicate. And there are these really nice tutorials of doing all of this stuff. So it's really easy to just use it everywhere. And that's really nice. You should definitely do that. But you should also keep in mind, like, okay, Nats can do all of this stuff, and it's not like it can't do it, but you also need to be aware of, for example, the KV being built on the Jetstream. It has certain design decisions that fit for Jetstream and might not fit for certain other scenarios. So just that KV or object store or like Jetstream just is in the name. You still need to make sure, like, okay, it's not there's like a Nats way to do it. In essence, and in the end it makes it really nice. So just building using Jetstream, and then slowly going into the request reply, maybe some pops up, and once you're in there, it's really freaking nice. But you also need to just be aware of it can be this one size fits all. It really is, but also really check, like, okay, am I doing things the right way? Also with the toggles that are there in Jetstream, like finding the right toggles to switch. And the toggles are there. It fits pretty much every use case I can imagine. There's lots of toggles, but you need to find the right toggles. And that's kind of the thing to take away. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, sir, this has been an immense privilege to have you come and chat with us. So thank you very, very much. If people want to reach out to you or know more about you, where can they find you? So you on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so I'm not that much of a social media kind of person. So I guess you can find me on LinkedIn, but I'm also pretty active on the Slack. So join Slack.
I always forget to say that, you know. Yeah, our community Slack. So there you go. And I think for anybody else that is interested, come and join our Slack. Come and say hello. I think if you're interested in any contributions, even just gaining knowledge or sharing the knowledge that you have, the more, the merrier. And Maurice, thank you so much for this, and we'll chat soon.